won't you say to my face? Tyler, how's it going, man?
What's
I'm
going
Mac.
on?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Met you on Saturday at the auditions. You just got done doing the Honktonk.school meeting downstairs. You just crushed it. I think Scott Collier and Anita and Darren, they really took a liking to you downstairs. So good job. Good job.
It was a lot of fun.
So for the audience that's just tuning in with the podcast, this is the Monday Meeting podcast for Honktonk.school. We're downtown live. We're live downtown in Nashville, Tennessee on Broadway. Doing this podcast from Kid Rock's Big Ass Honky Tonk. And yeah, so this is we call them the podcast the Monday Meeting. So this is like you are the shining star from this past weekend's auditions and Monday meetings. And so how's it going, man? Tell us about yourself.
Well, my name's Tyler Garrett. I'm a singer-songwriter from Jacksonville, Florida. I moved up
to Kentucky.
Yeah, I moved to Kentucky about a year ago. And started pursuing music.
Yeah.
And ever since then, man, it's been all it's an uphill battle, but it's been all downhill.
So you've been pursuing music professionally for about a year now.
Yes.
And in the last year, that's when you have accumulated your TikTok following all in this one year?
In the past probably 8 months.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that just going live every day?
Going live every day, consistently, like playing music and being yourself. I mean, that's
authenticity is huge.
Genuine, yes. Being genuine being yourself, yeah. Yes.
Well, man. So, are you writing songs? Tell me about yourself. Tell me your story. What's your story?
Well, let's see. I started playing the guitar when I was about 13 years old. I picked up the guitar and I've been singing. The first instrument, let me start over. The first instrument that I ever learned how to play was the drums at 7.
All right.
I started playing in church, and my papa played the guitar, and my dad, he sang a lot, and so I started getting into music, started singing, and then when I turned 13 years old, I had got some trouble in middle school, and my dad bought me.
Don't we all?
Oh man, I stayed in trouble in middle school, but he bought me a guitar. Well, he asked me, he was like, what, if there's one thing in life that you want to do and really put your mind to it, what would it be? And I said, I want to play the guitar.
Yeah.
So he went and bought me an Ibanez for Christmas.
Nice.
Yeah, first Christmas. I got my first guitar, started playing, started writing. First song I learned how to play was Don't Close Your Eyes by Keith Whitley.
Yeah. What a banging song.
That's a banger.
Keith Whitley is probably one of my favorite songwriters of all time. Like, whenever, like, I've gone through, you go through some breakups throughout life, Yeah. And every time I'm going through a breakup, I can feel it. Sometimes I feel it coming on before it happens,
I'm trying to tell you.
You know?
You can feel it.
You can feel it happening. You're like, God, this girl's about to leave my ass.
It's over with.
And my song that gets me through a breakup is like, I'm no stranger to
Come on.
rain.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm a friend of thunder. Friend, is it any wonder lightning strikes me?
Yeah.
Well, I think my favorite Keith Whitley song is "Tell Lori I Love Her."
Tell Lori, man, that's such.
Do you know the story about that?
I don't know I don't know the full story.
Dude,
Give it to us.
Put my microphone down real quick. It fixed my hair.
Come on.
Underneath my hat. But no, the story about Keith, that song, right? So he was married to Lori Morgan, and we all know that Keith Whitley had a bad problem with alcohol.
Right.
And so his alcohol addiction was real bad, like to the point where like Lori Morgan would she'd be like when they're laying in bed, like had to like tie herself to his legs to keep him from like going in the bathroom and finding something, like, you know what I mean, like stuff like that. When he was on one, he was on one.
Yeah.
But he would go sober for like a long time, then he'd like fall off the wagon and then like go crazy. And then she got a big deal and went off and was going on big tours, and he was like just worried sick, you know what I mean?
Oh man.
I mean, Lori Morgan, that's a hot woman, she was a good-looking lady,
Back in the day with red hair.
God bless.
Yeah.
I think she's a blonde. I think she was blonde. Wasn't she blonde? I think she was blonde at the time. We can Google it.
Yeah, Google it up.
We'll
I
Google
think
it.
did she?
Google
I think she had red hair
Googling it.
at one time.
It
was short.
No, I don't think so. She's a blondie, dude.
Who am I thinking of?
You're probably thinking of Reba McEntire.
No, I'm not thinking of Reba.
You're thinking of Reba.
Tell Reba I love her.
Tell Reba I love her. Bring me a corn dog in the morning. No, I think she's a blondie. But anyways, she's a bombshell.
Okay.
And she had a deal. She had couple of songs come out, and she had a deal. She go on tour, and like Keith was worried, probably jealous and sick, and he's drank himself to death, right?
Yeah.
And when they found him dead, he died of alcohol poisoning, but he still had like 26 shots worth of vodka in his gut.
Oh no!
Right, but he wrote "Tell Lori I Love Her" 2 weeks before he died, and he died with the lyrics of it in his breast pocket of his jacket.
Oh no!
And the only recording of that song that we have is the recording that from his cassette recorder from his basement that he wrote it, and like 2 weeks later he's like, and if y'all don't know the lyric, don't know the song, look up "Tell Lori I Love Her." It's like
amazing.
Tell Lori I love her. Tell Lori I need her. Tell her everything would be okay if I could just see her. Tell Lori I love her. Tell Lori I need her. If I leave this old world, tell her she's the only girl for me. Died 2 weeks later.
God, he was going through it.
He was going through it.
That's a true heartbreak country story.
That's a true
Country
that's a
heartbreak story.
that's a true songwriter, right? His real feelings and being honest about it.
Yeah.
You know. So you write songs. How many songs do you think you've written?
I probably.
Excuse me, I have never heard any of his original music. I've met him this past weekend. He really blew us away at the auditions ever at Tootsie's, and he just did a really good job downstairs at the Honktonk.school meeting.
Heck yeah, man! With that being said, I've written, as a songwriter, that you write more songs than is played. Obviously, well, yeah. I mean, I write a bunch of songs.
You write every day, just about, right?
I try to. At least something.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Something I'm feeling,
something.
or an idea that comes up. But I would have to say I've written over 100 songs. Probably a good 20 that I sing regularly. Yeah, and that sounds crazy, but I'm real picky.
No, I'm right there with you, man. I probably got the ones that I say that I finished. I have probably like countless amount of songs that I have not finished that are just sitting like one like a chorus or a verse or like just a bar.
Yeah.
But I probably sitting on I got 9 songs out. I'm about to cut 8. And those are the only ones that I would play.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm about the same.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Yes, I know.
Yeah,
exactly
those are the ones that I would
saying.
play for people, like to really show off,
The ones that you. And then
I got some stuff that I'm sitting on that I'm trying to work it out, but I'm really picky. It
takes time.
It's like if it's not catchy, if you don't find yourself singing it the next day when you come up with it, if you don't find yourself singing it, I don't see the point in even playing it, or like even the point in trying to finish it. If it's not catchy, if it's not an earworm.
I can feel that, but you never know, like from what, you never know, like that's why I like to get with people that write, because I mean it doesn't matter. I've written with people that look like they don't even listen to country music and write a country song that will
tear your heart out.
Yes, yeah. And I mean and it's all this is an opinion, but country music comes from the heart, and
that's all what country music is.
Yes,
it's not a particular sound of what this or that or this or anything like that. It's music that comes from your heart.
It's what you're going through,
and that's why there's such a reluctance for like the main for people that really like country music. There's such a reluctance to like really buy into like the mainstream country music, because a lot of that doesn't come from the heart. It's just people in a room trying to pin a song, just to get money,
yes, and
that doesn't connect to the country art, the historical country listener.
Yes,
but it will connect to like now country music has gotten so popular
it's
that people it's popular music. So people
broader.
that like the pop songs are gonna dig this country style stuff. So,
and a lot of the old school people, like, which I'm one of the people that like, I love old country, country,
yeah.
And when it comes as far as that, I feel like country is like has opened up, like it's got different genres. There's like, when you say country music, what type of country music do you play? What do you play? Do you play Zach Top country music? Do you play, you know what I'm saying, which falls in the line of like Alan Jackson,
the 90s stuff?
Yes,
actually,
the
he's
90s.
like, I love Zach Top.
I do too. I like to take old songs and like mix them.
I'm not a real big fan of all say a bunch of new guys that come out like every other year. Like I'm like, man, wow. But Zach Todd really came on the scene. I'm like, hey, I like this guy. I don't mind singing his songs.
That's right.
And I even love a bunch of Morgan Wallen songs. There's a bunch of great Morgan Wallen songs.
He's got a team.
Ernest has got a bunch of great songs. And
Ernest is a writer from
birth.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, God. I love that song.
You know how they write? They start. Listen, they write like Eminem, like Lil Wayne gets in the studio. Like they get in there and put the beat on and put the instrumental on, and just get in there and write.
Yeah, that's how I like to write. Honestly,
it.
like if I can sit down in a room with somebody who's got like a the structure of a song already, and I know where the chorus, I know the verse, I know where everything's coming in at. I'm like, put me in that room and I can give you lines for days,
all day,
all day long. I love doing that.
I love it. I like
it's,
how
it's like freestyling, but on
yeah.
That's what me and my friend. That's how I got into doing this myself. Is like I like the freestyle.
Yes, dude, that was the thing back in the day, man. Sit around the fire with a guitar and
hey, give me a word.
Yeah, give me something. Let's go, bro. That's crazy.
So how'd you get to Kentucky?
Well, I let's see. I moved to Kentucky on a whim, man. It was pretty much like a
I gotta go.
I was well, I gotta go. Yeah. This is and it wasn't so much as Kentucky as the circumstance.
You had to leave Jacksonville.
Well, no, I didn't need to leave. I wanted to leave. I wanted to get out of there. I wanted to
grow.
I wanted to be I'd already kind of like everybody around my hometown knew me as, oh, that's Tyler. He sings. I didn't want to be remembered as that. Yeah. I don't want to be remembered as the guy that plays down at the Dagon Moose Lodge. Yeah,
at the Moose Lodge.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I know the Moose Lodge. I got a Moose Lodge belt buckle.
You going to see Tyler? He's down there every Wednesday. Yeah, but and that's cool. Like but I didn't want to do that. I didn't see that for my life. So. And I definitely,
so Florida. The Moose Lodge is so Florida.
What is it up here? The VFW.
The VFW or the Masons Lodge. But down in fucking Florida is the Moose Lodge.
Yeah.
My grandfather was a guy from the Moose Lodge. So he retired from the Moose. He was like in the Moose Lodge all the way up until
in the circle, son.
Yeah. And so like when he passed away, he left me a Moose Lodge belt buckle.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty freaking cool.
That's sentimental.
Yeah.
I'm a real sentimental. That comes from my family, dude.
Me too. Do you have any nicotine?
Yeah, dude. Absolutely.
What do you got on you? Because I can't smoke cigarettes in here. Ooh, Grizzly pouches?
Nicotine pouches.
Are these swallowable?
Yes, those are the best. Those are the best.
Do I need to spit or can I swallow?
You can swallow it.
Do you spit or swallow?
That's going to be cut.
Yeah, no, it's not.
No, it's not. We're not editing that.
We're not editing that.
Oh, man.
Right, so
live action.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So you moved from you left Jacksonville to spread your wings.
Yep.
You left Jacksonville to spread your wings, and so you went to Kentucky. What part of Kentucky did you go to?
Western Kentucky, near Paducah.
What was in Paducah?
Well, I got some friends and family up there, and they're close family. No,
all right.
No, actually, so I moved up there. I moved out of a camper. I was living in a camper. Yeah,
Sweet.
I was living in a camper, and I saved all my money up for a month, and we moved to Florida. I meant to Kentucky. I moved up to Kentucky, and when I got to Kentucky, things started changing because I started applying myself and really focusing and forgot about.
You had to start over.
Yeah. I mean, and I feel like in the last year, and this is like, I'm not even kissing ass or nothing, but in the last year, dude, my hometown, Morganville, Kentucky, has showed me nothing but love.
Yeah.
I mean, straight support, and I built this fan
You're
base.
Following on your TikTok?
Yeah, man, they're killing it, bro.
I wonder what they're saying right now.
I don't know. I wish we could. Hold on.
Let's check in. Let's check in with the TikTok crowd, because we're doing this podcast, but Tyler's got his TikTok crowd following it, looking at, reading in here.
Mr. Mac Greer. They said we on the line with Mac Greer right now.
On the line with Mac Greer.
Come on.
Oh yeah. You might want to turn them a little bit so they can see you.
Oh yeah. When we lean up.
When you lean in. I'm also hyper aware that I want to look towards the camera on the.
I never looked. I don't think I've looked at that camera one time. I'm looking at it now though.
So this is all new to me. This whole podcast thing. I've been wanting to do it for a minute.
I think it's awesome.
And I've gone through a lot of different troubleshooting with it, but I haven't released one yet. But I think I'm probably gonna release this one. But I gotta editing it all down because I'm doing it all by myself in house, and luckily I have the ability to do that. But it takes a lot of time and effort to go for it. So Yeah, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, man. I'm having fun.
I love
my
doing
boss.
that
You haven't
stuff.
met Uncle John yet. Uncle John's been on my ass about it. He's a 76-year-old Vietnam veteran.
Oh,
He's a bad son of a gun, man. He got out of the war and then out of Vietnam, and then went and immediately came out to Nashville. He's like, I don't want to be living in Nashville. He's like, I grew up here. I don't want to be living here. And he went to New York and made his first million on Wall Street, and then opened up a nightclub in like Brooklyn, dude.
with the stocks.
Dude, yeah. Dude, Uncle John's story is so cool. One day I hope they make a movie about it because it's not my story to tell.
Yeah.
I want him to tell it, or I want somebody else to tell it.
Absolutely.
But like I know the stories, dude. They're so great. Like
Bro.
he's a great guy to listen to. Great guy.
He was a legend,
He is, dude. He is a legend.
and he's opened up the door.
Well,
From a long time ago.
his brother bought Tootsie's back in 1992. Steve Smith bought Tootsie's back in 1992, and they were going to tear down Broadway. They're going to move Music City to Branson, Missouri.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Where's
What's
that
in
at?
Branson, Missouri, right? And so they were going to move Nashville, like Music City, to Branson, Missouri, and they were going to tear down all the bars down here, all the old like historic Broadway, what it looks like right now. Yes, it's grown up and there's been bars built, but like all the original buildings are also still here because Steve Smith, when he bought Tootsie's back in 1992, Uncle John said he's like, when you get the rights and you get the licensing and everything, the rights and everything, I'll come help you do the music.
Huh.
But he bought Tootsie's and they were going to tear everything down.
Mm-hmm.
And so what he did, he bought a Lazy Boy recliner, put it in the front room of Tootsie's, and chained himself to the main room of Tootsie's for 6 months and slept in there for 6 months so they couldn't tear it down in the middle of the night until they declared Broadway a historical landmark.
It took a long time for that. He fought for Nashville.
Saved it. Saved Nashville.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Saved Nashville. And then once they got all the rights, Uncle John came, I think in like 95 or like 96, and started this thing called Honktonk.school.
Huh.
And just slowly, surely built it up to what we're doing now. Now instead of booking just Tootsie's, they've got to the point where Steve and them, they bought Tootsie's, and they bought Rippy's, Honktonk Central, and now they built Kid Rock's. And so instead of just being in charge of booking, say, two times three, six shows a day,
Yeah.
to booking 498 shows a week.
Holy crap. That's a lot. 498 shows a week?
Yeah, dude. And I think we have 520 at any given time throughout the year. We have 520 different entertainers.
Oh, man.
You know, like
that's wild.
because we do the acoustic. We have like, so what the goal is, well, you're going to get put on probably real quick first is those acoustic shows like I was telling you.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll put 3 of you on stage at once.
Mm-hmm.
And so you use like kind of like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, go down the line. And if someone has a request, whoever does that request is like, if it's their turn to do it, they'll do it. But if they don't know it and you know it, you'll do it.
Yeah.
Type of thing,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And so we'll have 3 of you guys on stage at Rippy's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., right?
Okay.
Side room, main stage, roof. That's 9 entertainers busting their chops trying to get to the next stage in the process to get to like an acoustic 2 to 6.
Yeah.
Or that guy's pretty fucking good.
We might
We
move.
might put him with a band.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We're already talking about putting you with a band, building a band around you. You know what I mean? So like that's how it kind of goes, you know? And we have a bunch of like great female co-fronts that are entertainers also that are looking for gigs too. So we're trying to build bands with great fronts that we could put these awesome women with, all these women fronts with.
Mm-hmm.
And so we can build like a really powerhouse duo type of thing. And like you're both your own entertainer, but you're there together.
Right.
At the time, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's pretty, I think it's pretty cool how y'all create basically, I mean, y'all have created a doorway for artists such as myself that have the dream of coming to Nashville, and a lot of artists' dreams are to be on that big stage and at the Bridgestone, and not every artist has started like this, but this is where it starts at.
Well,
You got to get your feet
There's
wet.
A lot of artists that have come through Honktonk.school. You know?
A
A lot of artists. You know, I was just hanging out with Tyler Farr this past week. Tyler Farr came through Honktonk.school.
Yeah.
I got to hang out. Scott Collier was him and Scott Collier used to be roommates back in the day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and Scott talks about how Tyler Farr used to have a little handbook with him all the time, and he would always just be writing down songs. You know? And so I was playing after the auditions on Saturday at 2 to 6. I went and my band plays at 6 to 10 over at Rippy's.
Yeah.
And so I was there, and Scott comes in with his son Jordy. He goes, "Hey, come to Tootsie's after you get done. Come to Tootsie's after you get done." I'm like, "All right." And so I get done, and it's raining, cats and dogs. I don't want to cross the street because it's just coming down.
Yeah.
So I call them like, where y'all at? Like, oh, we just left, but you still go over there. I'm like, all right. So I go over there, and I go to the spot where I want to. Like, I always go hang out in that little 2.5 area between the backroom stage and the roof stage.
Yeah.
There's like 2.5 bar.
Uh-huh.
We all call it 2.5, and that's where everyone just kind of goes and chills. Just a punching bag there. You put $1 in there, hit the punching bag. And so I was like, I just went up there, and next thing you know, Tyler Farr walks in. I'm like, I walked up to him. I was like, hey, Scott Collier told me to come shake your hand, and that just opened the door for me.
Oh.
And I got this new song that I'm about to put out in April. I wrote it. It's called "They Don't Make Meth Like They Used to."
Oh gosh.
Dude,
It's crazy.
It's a bop.
Oh,
it's
man.
It's gonna go viral.
Heck yeah.
I think it's gonna go viral. I just it has that potential. I don't know how I wrote it. I don't know where it came from.
That's awesome.
But I showed it to him. He goes, and he's like, I sent it to him. I got his phone number, sent it to him. He goes, hey, this kid's got a song about meth. to his managers and stuff like that. And then they're like, all right, yeah. He goes, oh, listen, this kid.
He's trying to show it off to him.
Yeah, I was like, thank you, Tyler. Come on.
Oh gosh.
But, no, that's just the stuff you experience when you're here. But like, Honktonk.school, we ask nothing of you other than your loyalty and commitment.
Yeah.
We don't want you to put we don't have you put your name down on any piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
We pay you to get better.
That's right. And teach you and put you in a network of with people that are trying to do the same things.
Yeah.
It's I mean, you know what I mean? I think it's amazing that I've stumbled across this opportunity and had the chance to meet with some really good people. I really do.
When you came through the audition this past week, people watch it live on the ZPR 509 on YouTube. And shout out to Pierre.
Come on
now. And people were watching it, and like we didn't have a whole lot of like stars come through this, like great potential coming in this week. We had maybe like 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
But then like people watch that, like hundreds of people watch that. Like there's a good following every Saturday. People watch that. And people come up to me like, hey, I was watching the auditions. I was like, oh, tough day. I was like, yeah, it was kind of rough. Towards the end, like, yeah, but that one guy went like third. I was like, Tyler, right?
Yeah.
I was able to recall your name, and that's how when I walked up to you today, you're like, hey, I was like, Tyler, what's up?
Dude, when you said that, I was like,
I
dang.
recalled your name, yeah, because like I was like, it was like that was the guy, that was that was the highlight. I was like, yeah, I know. I hope he's at Monday so I can bring him up for this podcast.
Man, that makes me feel really good. I
Yeah,
appreciate that, dude. That's awesome.
So you went to Kentucky, and then how'd you find out about like Honktonk.school and the auditions?
Well, actually, honestly, I seen a post on Facebook, and I got family that lives up in Hendersonville.
Okay.
And I come up here and visit with them, and this weekend I had a guest appearance up at the Cantina Taco Bell. The Taco Bell Cantina.
Yeah, the Taco Bell over here on Second.
Oh yeah, it was on 2nd Street. It was fun. Matter of fact, I'll be there again.
I filled
this
it when
Friday.
that place first opened. I filled in there one time. I was like, never again. I didn't.
I thought it was cool because I was like, you can go get a daggum quesadilla and a Baja Blast,
and a Baja Blast,
and a Baja Blast with a little bit of daggum.
Yeah, there's a liquor. They sell
little
liquor
mix
there.
in it.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna get drunk at Taco Bell.
Come on, eat a quesadilla and a 5-cent 5-layer burrito.
Yeah. So then you got wind of the Cantina at Taco Bell.
Yep, I got wind of the I got the Facebook post, and so I come down here to play that gig Friday, and I was like, man, I'm finna try it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it out. And then I come up there with my acoustic guitar, and I was like, I asked you, I was like, hey, can I get up there with my acoustic? I haven't practiced with a band or nothing. And you was like, well, they know any song you want to play, but I'd rather see you without your guitar. I was
it's
like,
a crutch.
all right, bet. So I tried it, and we got it.
Low key. Then the drummer's kick pedal breaks.
Hey, yeah, that was awesome.
But then you stepped up. You rose the occasion, and you didn't let the kick drum ruin your song. And you're doing one of my favorite songs. What song you did that?
Smoke a little smoke.
Smoke a little, drink a little drink, smoke a little smoke.
Hey,
dude, I love Eric.
I took him to church, grabbed the tambourine.
I wanted to, at the auditions when you sang that song, like part of one of my bits, because like one thing you'll learn when you start playing with the band down here is the best to have a bunch of things scripted out.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're at one point in your show, you want to have this like scripted out, like, oh, I can say this, I can interject this right now because the band's gonna has to put their ear to a song and learn a song or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so you need to fill some air. No dead space, no dead time.
Right.
You don't want any dead time
At all.
That's the goal. And one of my things that I talk about whenever, say I'm at one of those spots and I have a Eric Church or a Luke Combs song coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I talk about how I dropped out of college, right? Because I dropped out of college. You know,
Yeah.
I failed. This is the bit. I'm like, all right, well, yeah, I dropped out of college. I failed music appreciation 4 times and public speaking 3 times. And then if it's an Eric Church or Luke Combs song,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, well, you know, Eric Church and Luke Combs and I, we all had this, all 3 of us had this one thing in common. We all dropped out of the same college, Appalachia State Rolling Ears, baby. I failed music appreciation 4 times, public speaking 3 times. Look at me now, Mom.
Come on. Yeah. I like that.
And so you saw on Facebook about the auditions, and you got over there, and then just like said, like, well, let's see what this is all about.
Yeah, and then when I got in there, man, which I'd been to Tootsie's before, but I'd never like been in there and hung out. So when I walked in there, I was like, you know, started looking at all the pictures on the wall.
Wow.
And as a musician and a singer songwriter, you know, I'm like, damn, I like there's a lot of good greats that started right here. Like, I mean,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of people in there. I think I seen Johnny Cash is on the wall. There's a bunch of people on the wall.
I mean, you got to think back in the day, you weren't allowed to drink at the Ryman. When the Grand Ole Opry was at the Ryman, you weren't allowed to drink there.
Oh.
And so what they would do is they would, in between their little gigs, they get off the stage and then get back on stage in about like 30 minutes or whatever. It's an all night thing when you're there. Back in the day, it was an old radio show, and they started filming it, and they weren't allowed to drink because it was a family friendly event.
Huh.
But a bunch of musicians, honky tonkers,
Yeah.
they're gonna drink.
Right.
And so they'd walk out that back door, walk right into Tootsie's, get a shot, get their drink, go back over the
Grand Ole Opry.
yeah, the Ryman,
Be
right?
straight.
Right across the alley. And so there's footsteps at the back door. You walk in the back door. There's those footsteps, and there's supposedly people say those are Willie Nelson's, but I've always was told it was Hank Williams Sr.'s footsteps, stumbling footsteps into the back door of Tootsie's. And then I think playing at Tootsie's for so long, that main room is the most historical main room. Like I just love that room.
That's where we auditioned at.
No,
right?
you auditioned in the back room.
Okay.
The main room's that little stage in the front, the main stage. And there's 3 photos in that room that I look at every time while I'm playing. Mm-hmm. And you don't see one of them because it's up on stage, kind of like hidden behind the speaker, and you can't see it unless you're on the stage.
Right.
But it's an original portrait photo that like the you know, the Hank Williams Sr. photo where he's like that main photo of him just in his cowboy hat. It's just him smiling. It's just like here up.
Yep.
It's the original photo in a frame up there sitting, kind of like leaned out because it's not even hanging. It's just propped up there.
Oh no.
And then there's like a Waylon Jennings photo signed above the bar. And then when you're singing, you're looking all the way to the back of the room, you can see a blue George Jones photo. And it just sticks out like a sore thumb, you know?
And that makes you feel something up there on that stage.
On that stage,
You're
yeah.
like, I'm standing right where these guys stood at one
And
time.
sometimes I'll fill in with a band. I'll get up on that stage and I'll fill in with a band. I'm like, they're playing like rock and roll music. I'm like, this is sacrilegious, y'all.
Yeah.
Dude, come on.
This is against the law.
This is
right
against
now.
the freaking
Straight
law
up.
right here. What are we doing? I'm like, come on, follow me. And I'll go in. He said, I love her till I die.
Come on, son.
dude.
Come on.
Dude. I got requested that this past weekend, and that's like, stop the room. I was like, oh, I love that y'all love that. Like, I look at that.
I'm trying to
love
tell
that
you.
y'all love that.
I love a crowd that loves a good slow song.
I love
Not
a crowd
every
that loves,
song,
not
but-
not every slow song, but like I love a crowd that loves a great song.
Yes.
That like understands. Yeah, this is a slow song, but it's a great one.
Yeah, we're in the bar, but this song needs to be heard.
Yeah, and you
know what
can
I'm
you can be up 10 songs in a row, but every so often you gotta drop it down.
Bring it down. Let them calm them down. Just you keep them on that roller coaster ride, and that's what really brings the energy.
Talking about Eric Church, you know what song I use to get him up? I go, I put drink in my hand. I'm like, all right, it's Friday night. Who's drinking?
That's a good one right there.
Oh yeah,
Wrecking Ball's a good one too.
I've been doing that a whole. I think my favorite Eric Church song is "Love Your Love the Most."
I like that. That was one of his first hits.
One of the first hits. Yeah, I love that first album of his. Or like the same album, These Boots.
These boots. Oh, that's my jam right there.
When I
dude.
get my car later on today, I'm gonna put on these.
I'm
boots.
trying to tell you.
I'm gonna drive some These Boots.
Dang, I love that song. That's
These
a good
Boots.
song. These boots.
This just starts off like
Gosh,
that.
and it's just that.
It's just that first
That's
line.
it,
That
just
first
that-
line.
just that
These
slam.
boots.
Oh yeah.
Worn out me so.
Hey, have you heard that song by him, Leonard Skinner Jones?
Yes, I have.
Oh my goodness, that is probably one of my favorites by him.
Dude. I
Leonard
love it.
Skinner Jones is
So you're a big Eric Church fan.
well. Yes, I'm a fan of. I see people
you're
ask
a
me.
fan of authenticity.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Thank you. That is the correct terminology for that because to be honest with you, people ask me all the time, who do you idol? Who do you Well, depends on what mood I'm in. It depends on how I'm feeling. I mean, and I say that, like, if I get up here on stage right now, there's a crowd of people out here. By the time it's time for me to walk in the door to get on stage, I'm trying to figure out what kind of mood this crowd's in.
Amen, yeah.
And because then I'm going to figure out what day it is, and that's going to tell me how they're feeling and tell me how what to wear to work.
What's the weather outside?
Yeah, man, what the weather is right now. If you was playing right now, you'd be playing upbeat, daggum good music.
Well, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'd probably
might not even be playing right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I just realized Scott Colliers in here watching.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, I didn't even see that.
He's been here the whole time.
He's been here the whole time?
Yeah.
No way. The boss has been watching this.
The whole time.
Man. Well, what do you want to... Let's close this out here soon. We got about... we got a good bit of time. We've been up here talking.
We've been hanging out.
And so we're now, since this is brand new to me,
Yes, sir.
I'm trying not to make it like a 3-hour long thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make it like I can edit 30 minutes.
Edit like
I can
20 minutes off this video.
Yeah. So, dude, so if you could sum up yourself and your existence and like what your mantra is, could you do that for us real quick?
My goal?
What's your goal?
My goal is to, in country music, I mean, any singer-songwriter, I'm going to say this real quick, any singer-songwriter, including yourself, wants to be remembered. And not remembered for the songs they wrote, but for how they are and the way they made people feel. And I feel like as a singer, as an entertainer, singing cover songs, singing songs you wrote, I feel like it is your job and your gift to spread that joy around to people and make people get out their feelings for just a second. Even if it's putting them in their feelings, and that sounds crazy, but even if it's putting them in their feelings to get them out of their
funk.
Yes, just for a second, even if for a second, and make them remember you.
I'll leave you with that line, David Onco. Will you remember me? Will you remember me? When I'm dead and gone, will you sing my songs? Will you remember me?
That right there, son, that gives me chill bumps.
Amen.
That's right, big son.
Hey, man, it was nice talking to you.
Mac,
Thank you, Tyler.
hey, you are the man, bro.
You're the man, dude.
I appreciate
good job
you.
today. Good job.
We got a big future ahead.
We'll bring you on again. We'll make this. We'll bring you back on and see where you're at in maybe a month or two and see if how you're digging.
Yeah.
And catch back up with you here soon.
Totally down, bro.
I'll
Thank
see you around town. But for the podcast world, we'll bring him back on in a couple months.
We out of here, man. Thank you so
All
much.
right. See y'all.